Hello, everyone. How are you doing today out there? My name is Mr. Reggie, and I thank you for allowing me another glorious opportunity to come before you right now, wherever you may be doing, wherever you may be. And it doesn't matter where you are or whatever you're doing or where you may be. Because right now, we're in the times where you can speak and you can share it with multiple people across multiple platforms, across multiple countries right now. So I'm blessed right now. I'm blessed to know that I am in a position where I can share my message not with one person at a time, but with many people at a time. My name is Mr. Reggie, and I started the foundation. I Am Foundation, Reach Out LLC. I provide motivational speaking, life coaching, and support services, online services, in person services. That means I will come to you no matter where you may be located. I love to travel. So you can test me on that. Train, plane, boat, car, walking, motorcycle, bicycle, Uber, whatever you may be located, by the grace of the great I am, I can get there to you. So I thank you for allowing me another opportunity to come with you on this broadcast. I'm starting out for the very first time, so I'm going through those infantile stages. So don't get mad, don't get upset, And here's the thing: I'm coming to you as I am too. So I don't have a crew to give me makeup and give me a spiel in my ear. Don't say this, say this, look this way, look that way, or anything of that for any ratings and anything to boost up their personal credentials. I'm coming to you and I'm speaking to you as if we are right here, wherever you may be, whoever you are. I'm talking to you as if we are right here on the streets and we are interacting with each other for the very first time. And that is my approach at how I am coming to you right now. That's how real I am. So that just lets you know that I definitely want to let you know that I am relatable. That makes me very much relatable because I'm not have this pretentious display. I'm not flamboyant with whatever in order to win you over or in order to inveigle you to be able to listen to my message or to join my podcast or to become a subscriber or purchase the t-shirts that I'm selling in order to raise money for those who have experienced various abuses and our youth out there in our society. So, my name is Mr. Reggie once again. So, before I begin this segment, I want to make sure that I stress to each and every one of you, wherever you may be right now, it is about a heart of gratitude. Okay. So, what I love to encourage and I pass on in my message to others is that let's be grateful. Be grateful in this moment. Don't worry about the next moment, the next day, the next year, on and on and on. Right now, in this moment, is all that we can muster. So it's about being grateful. So for right now, just say one thing, just one thing that you're grateful for in this moment. Okay. And so I'm going to be the forerunner because I love to share a heart of gratitude and to the for the things that the great I am, my father has blessed me to be able to be partaking in or allow me to be a partaker in his blessings and his plan for my life in order for us to be productive um, individuals in which he has created. Notice I'm saying I'm trying to make sure that we paint the picture clear. Productive individuals that he has created. I didn't say productive member of society. You can be productive member of all of society, but let me tell you something. If it ain't according to God's rules and God's rules and God's plans, the great I am, you can be a productive member of society all you want. Guess what? When it's time for him to take account for your life and for it to be able before it becomes at an end, He ain't gonna say, "Well, I'm gonna take society." Let you say, "I'm gonna take God." I am. Hold on, let me take society with me because I follow all the rules and regulations of society, so that makes me exempt. No, that's the difference. God's the great I am rules and regulations is so far different than man's made or woman's made rules and regulations in which we have classified as society. Okay? So with the great I am, he trumps. That's the final authority. He trumps us all. I didn't say he trumped it all. He trumps us all. And I'm not talking about your president. I'm talking about the great I am, the father of everything, the father of everything. And the father that said all have fallen short of the glory. He didn't say only politicians. He didn't say only judges, only police officers, only firemen, only psychiatrists, only brothers, only moms, only. My father is specific in what he has written and what he has spoken. And he is specific in sending my Lord and my Savior Jesus Christ into this world to exemplify exactly what he said, what he meant, what he authorized, and what he has put into place within the perimeters that we cannot exceed outside of that. So, with that being said, I am here and only here for the glory of my Father, the great I am, through my Lord and my Savior Jesus Christ. If it wasn't for them, there is no way, and I'm telling you, no possible way that I would be sitting here right now bringing this message to you. And you may say, Mr. Reggie, what message have you brought to us, or what message are you trying to bring to us, or what are you trying to say? It's simple. Here it is. Empowerment. Empowerment. And you may be like, what do you mean by that? Empowerment. Empowerment is from within. It's allowing yourself to come to the awareness that he spoke it eloquently in his words, and my Lord and my Savior Jesus Christ uh, perfectly eloquated it. He said, greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. Greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. So, who is in me? We all have been created in the image of the Creator, of my Father, the great I am. We all been created in his image. So that means he created us as an example into his image of what he is about. Okay. So he allowed us to be blessed to be a part of him. So no matter what you do to yourself, how you want to change yourself, how you look, how you think you look, on and on and on, it does not matter. Because what matters is that we are all a part of the great I am's creation. We are. So that means we have his blueprint in every single one of us. So no matter what you think, what you say, how you may change yourself, how you may think that you need to be, on and on and on. Think about this. When we came into this world, how did we come? We came as a baby. And as that baby that we came into this world, did we have earrings on? Did we have long blue hair, red hair, on and on and on? Did we come into this world with fancy clothes on? Did we come into this world with a bachelor's degree, a PhD degree? No, we didn't come into the world with no. We came in butt naked, nude, divested. That's how we came in. Our parents or our guardians put something on our bottoms because our society said, you know what, little babies going around, they're gonna, have these movements on themselves and they need some type of protection and we need some type of protection. So let's create something to contain that. So that baby can have some type of um, release of their bodily functions at any given time. Okay. So there was things that were created in order to safeguard us from that. And also in our society, well, we want to be able to conceal that because those things are what we consider private. Okay. However, the point of the matter is that we were still brought into this world with nothing. Okay. Absolutely nothing. We were a creation of the creator and we came into this world with nothing. So how do we think we're going to leave with all the stuff that we attached to ourselves? Oh yeah, I got a degree from here. I have this psychology. I got a badge. I've been doing this for 50 years. I'm the CEO. I'm the owner. I'm the governor. I'm on and on. A rapper. I'm a celebrity, on and on and on, that we attach these things. He said, great is he who is in me than he who is in the world. Anything outside of you is in the world. Anything outside of you is of the world. When you came into this world, you had none of that. You were a baby, completely nude. You had nothing. And guess what? We're going to leave this world exactly how we came, with nothing. We go to these funeral homes and we have these open caskets and we see people with clothes on. We see them all fancied up and things of that nature. But let me tell you something. When the end comes, that body within inside of that is going to deteriorate and it's going to go right back to where it came from. That is exactly how the Father, great I am, has set things up in motion. He said, ashes to ashes and dust to dust. So that says that we came into this world as a baby. Okay. We evolved through stages in which we call growth. So as we go through these stages, that's when we start learning and start attaching and start becoming a part of the world because this is what we consider society. And so when we attach ourselves to the part of this world, we start attaching the world to who we are as a person when these things in this world does not define us. They don't. We came into the world as a baby that come into the world that was not a doctor or lawyer, that was didn't have a badge, didn't have a robe on, didn't have a degree, didn't have an office, didn't have none of that. The only purpose was to live and to function because that baby was dependent upon the caretakers to be able to provide. Okay. And as we went through these stages, our moms, our dads, and our uncles, all they did is put their little spitballs on us to try to uh, make us or put these expectations upon us to force us or pressure us to be able to fulfill or to live out their doings what they failed to do. Huh. All right. So we start eventually attaching these things to ourselves. How dare you talk to me like that? I am a doctor. How dare you look at me like that? I am a judge. How dare you speak to me in that tone? I am a commander. Uh, think about this. When we leave this earth, and I don't care who you are, you're not going to be able to go to God, the creator, and say, God, I got 45 years of expertise in my field. God, I've been a judge for 60 years of my life. God, I've done this, I've done that. You're going to be like, that stuff has no requirements, none, to where you are going to move on to the next journey. What does that have to do? That none of that you can take with you. None of that you have attached to yourself is going to mean a hill of beans when it comes to you facing the Almighty Creator when it is time that He has already assigned to each and every one of us. That means your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your grandmother, your grandfather, and we can attach ourselves to them and thinking and hoping that they can live forever and ever and ever. That's just not going to happen. You're not going to live forever. The next moment is not promised to each and every one of us. And someone is passing away probably within a moment. What is within a second? I'm not good with math and science and stuff like that. But how fast is within a second? That someone is dying every whatever within that second as we speak right now. And every second after second, on and on and on, is just continue to evolve that somebody is no longer here with us on this earth. Okay? So what I'm speaking about, you may be like, well, Mr. Reggie, what does that have to do with empowerment? Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna get to the point of what it have to do with empowerment because my message is to enlighten you and to help you to become aware of the bigger picture and not focus in on the little picture. The little picture says that I'm limited, I'm confined, I'm compartmentalized. The bigger picture says is that you are greater than he who is in the world because Jesus Christ said, now I go to my Father and you can do greater things than I did because now we have become one. You don't get it yet, have you? It don't. Okay, let me continue on. Okay, so it does not matter what situation, what circumstance, what event, what experiences that you are going through right now. Greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. That means he said it eloquently. I go to my Father, and now we become one. You can do greater things than I. So that means no matter what you are going through, your circumstances, your situations, your experiences, you have the power to rise up above anything and everything outside of you. Because God created us from what? The inside out, not the outside in. However, man wants us to think that we are created from the outside in, that the outside dictates to how we are on the inside. That is not the case. That is not the truth. The truth is that we were created from the inside out. Look at the baby. The baby that come into the world had none of that attachment that we are choosing to attach to ourselves. No title, no clothes, no fashion, no hairstyles, no earrings, no tattoos, no piercing, no nothing. And that baby was. And that baby is. the gift that God has allowed each and every one of us to become a part of. We are all gifts. Every one of us have come through the womb of a mother. We come through the process. Like everybody, no matter if you in China, Egypt, Kenya, USA, Canada, it does not matter where you come from. We all have come within the same perimeters that God has already set in motion before us in this moment and after us. Because God says, I am the same. I do not change. I'm the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So you can take that to the bank and literally cash that. Man may not give you anything for it, but that bank that God has created, you can best sure that you can put in and you're going to get something up out of that reservoir. You definitely, you don't, no if, ands, or buts about it. You will, because he says, whatever you put out, it will come back to you. I did not make that. I did not write that. All I'm doing is speaking with the message that God, my Father, the great I am, and my Lord and my Savior Jesus Christ has instilled and empowered me to be able to share with each and every one of you. Okay. And so that's the beauty. That is the beauty, to know that, man, I thought for so long that everything outside of me was controlling me, and that this is was the way it was, as we decide to call reality. That is not the truth. Reality is what we have, human, man, woman, have chosen to make it. And that's why we can, oh, well, it is what it is. No, it is not is what it is. Whoever told you it is what it is has been sending out a faulty message to each and every one of you. It is not is what it is. You have chosen to make it what it is. But God said, I am the final authority. It is not what it is, because you can have greater than what you have settled yourself for. So, no, it is not what it is. Situations happen and it is, might as well just go and accept it. It is what it is. No, it is not is what it is. You have chosen to make it what it is. Jesus explicitly said, now you can do greater things than I did, because now I go to the Father and we have become one. Huh, that is power. I don't know who you are, but if you don't think that that's empowerment in itself, let me tell you, I'm telling you, the reality of this world has allowed us to think in a more confined and restricted fashion. And it's for what? Control. Those that are outside of us learn all this psychology, all this old jargon, and psychiatry, all these old stats and all that old type of stuff, the studies and surveys. And you think they're not doing studies and surveys right now as we speak? They getting our emails. They tapping into our internet, TVs and our cameras, and yeah. In order to access this site, you got to put on that you're going to accept these cookies, or in order to be a part of this site, you got third party putting your information. They all it's all intertwined to have that control, in order to keep us subjected to what they are putting out there, so we can feel and so we can be enslaved to what they are promoting, to what they are selling, to what they are speaking, so we can continue to come back, come back. And what happens? They get rich, richer, and richest. But we don't connect the dots, because we lock into, well, that's just the way it is. It is what it is. No, it's what you have made it out to be. And, well, that's just reality. No, that is not reality. That is what you have defined as reality. That is not the truth. The truth and reality is two different things. And you wonder why we are not able to rise up out of some of these conditions and situations. You wonder why we are still enslaved to a job or the money or all the extra stuff that comes along with that's taking us out of who we are as a human being, working 7 days a week, uh, 12-hour shifts, on and on. Oh man, I'm about that money. Yeah, yeah. And then all that does is just takes away from us being able to enjoy ourselves in the moment because we have chosen to chase after something. Remember, I said, great is he who is in me than he who is in the world. Anything outside of self is of the world. So, what we do, we chase after what? The world. Can you connect it now? Are you with me? Or are you still like, I don't know, Mr. Reggie, you lost me back, way back there. Okay, so be it, as you say, but that's not what I'm speaking. So, when you don't understand something, what do? You ask questions. I have an email. I have a phone number. I have a website. And I put that information out there uh, within the descriptions of my broadcast. So it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. My phone ain't ringing off the hook because you ain't thought about calling me. But what you have done, you formulated in your mind what you want it to be based upon what you think I said or what you want me to say or how you want me to say it. And therefore, you consider it, it is what it is. No, it is what you have chosen to make it. So empowerment is about rising up. And when you are empowered and you are rising up, that means you have to let go of something in order to receive something. You cannot receive empowerment and still holding on to something. It does not work. You either going to let go or you going to hold on. It does empowerment is about releasing. Empowerment about is about letting go. Empowerment is about accepting the truth, not the reality. The truth. That's what it is. When we came into this world as a baby, that was the truth. We were completely naked and devoid of any and everything that we have eventually attached ourselves to as we start moving through on our journey. Now, whose fault is that? We go to God. God, why this? Why'd you do me like this? Why'd you treat me this way? Why did you do that? Why? And then we don't stop to think that it is us. God didn't do nothing. He said, I'm the same as I was yesterday, day, and tomorrow. I did not change. I will not change. I cannot change. So who changes? We do. We came in as that baby. And as we moved in the journey, who changed? Did God change? Or did we change the course of how God created us into being? We did. God. So how are we going to get mad at God? How can we blame God and criticize God when he brought us in and he said, I'm creating you and you got everything you need when you come into this earth. You got everything you need. He gifted each and every one of us with a set of gifts, abilities, talents, skills, characteristics, personality, everything. He's given us everything. You can't get no greater than that. Thankful? Thankful that God loved us so much. And let me tell you something. He allowed us to come. He already knows our end before our beginning. So he already knows that on this journey, yep, they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that. And he could wipe us off soon as we came in. He could just say, nope, back out. Nope, I already see. back out. Nope. There would not be any humanity because God would be, nope, 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 nope. But that's not how he set it up. He allowed us to come in and he gifted each and every one of us. And it is estimated at over 8 billion people in this world. That's not counting the people that were before us. That's not counting the people that's going to come after us. So if it is estimated, and I say estimated because nobody actually took a tally of how many people on the face of this planet, but if it's estimated to be over 8 billion people in this world right now as we speak, all over 8 billion of us is individually created. That means it's called uniqueness. That means there's a blueprint that nobody, not even that, however you want to do the math. I'm not good with the math and the scientific wordings of different things or the jargon. So 8 billion of us, you're one speck in a whole totality. And guess what? You, as a speck, is the only speck that's on the face of this planet that has ever existed. Wow. Drop the mic because that is amazing that God so loved each and every one of us and loves us that he created us one different from everybody else. However, in this world, well, I want to be like my dad. I want to be like my mom, my uncle, my grandfather, my coach. I want to be like this superstar, this athlete, this rapper, or the person down the street, and on and on and on. Guess what? Greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. So how is it that we think that we're going to be like somebody else when God created us to only be what we are? See how that who changed? Did we change or did God change? We came into the womb as a baby. And as we went through this journey, God brought us in and gave us everything we needed. Everything we needed. But as we grow through our journey, our mom, dad, brothers, sisters, on and on and on. No, God, you didn't get me right. No, God, you didn't add that to me. If you'd have put this on me or gave me this or put these in my ear and on my body and my head and all this, and then yeah, I would say, yeah, I'm perfect. So God, you didn't get me right. So who changed? You, me, us, or God? He said, I'm the same. I don't change. I don't bend. I can't change. Even if I can't because that is not my nature. We are the ones that change. We came into the womb, into this earth, naked. And if you look at from that to where you are right now, and then you look at what you attach to, what you say defines you, you'll realize that God didn't change. We've changed. So why we're going to God, getting mad at him and cursing him out and having resentments towards him and on and on and on, when he specifically said in his words, clear as the words that I'm speaking out my mouth. He said it clear as day. I don't change. I'm the same. And he said that whatever you do, whatever you put out, it's going to come back to you. But we don't realize that whatever, and when we step outside of ourselves, we're allowing ourselves to be subjected to what is going to come back to us as an individual, as a family, as a group, as an organization, as a team, as a culture, as a community, however you want to, we have chosen to step outside of the divine order in which he has already spoke before you even came into this world. Before we came in, he had already laid it out. And when you came in through the womb, you didn't have no suit and jacket on. You didn't have no briefcase in your hand. You didn't have no certificate on the wall. You didn't have a plaque. You didn't have a badge on your, you got skin. I'm sure you didn't poke yourself. Nobody poked the needle of that pin of that badge into your flesh. And we're going to leave the same way we came in. He said, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So, no matter what is on the face of this planet is going to eventually come to nothing, decay, rust, dirt. It's going to eventually come back to exactly what it was, nothing. So, empowerment. We realize that the Father who created all things created each and every one of us different from the next. Now we eventually start judging, having these perceptions, these beliefs, these values that we get from oh man, my family been doing this for 75 years. Or yeah. And how's that going for you? Oh, we doing good. Yeah, we making all kind of money. Yeah, and guess how that's going to go for you? Not one of those things you're going to be able to take with you when it's time for God to call an end to your destination. What are you going to say to God then? Oh God, yeah, I was the man on the planet. I had cars, I had women, I had a wife, I had kids, I had this, I had that, I had a degree. I'm a doctor. I'm a psychologist. I'm a psychiatrist and the leading one in my field of expertise. I'm gonna be like, what does that matter to me? Your soul is what matters to me. Those things that you have attached to yourself, it means something to you, but it doesn't mean anything to me because your soul is it means, what means to me, because everything else, it's, it's going to go right back to where it came from. Nothing. So we are putting all this attachment into what? Say it with me. Nothing. So my point is that the Father that we serve, I serve the Father. His name is the Great I Am. Exodus chapter 3, verse 11 through 14. Go and look it up for yourself. And that's powerful. That's a powerful name. When he told Moses, tell him, I am that I am sent you. Tell him I am. Whew, that's power. That's powerful because that's saying, I don't change. I'm the same. I am. I am. Woo. Now look at what we do when we attach I am to ourselves and see how we start acting. I am poor. So what do you do when you believe that you're poor? Start begging, start making yourself out to be like you're a victim, on and on and on to get something from somebody else because you believe that you are less fortunate to be able to get it. I am invincible. I am a CEO. I am a superstar. I am a basketball player. I am a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm a brother. I'm a husband. I'm a wife. I am a deputy. I am a prosecutor. I am a lovable. I am nothing. I am invincible. I am Superman. I am a rapper. I am. see what happens. Listen to, and we do it unconsciously, subconsciously, and consciously. And we got these old self-help things that yeah, I'm a millionaire. I am a millionaire because I got in the window in the mirror and I say it every day. I am somebody. I am a superstar. I am a millionaire. I am better than anything. I am the. And what do we do after we start saying I am? We become that. So we change based upon how we see ourselves or how we want the world to see us. But God says, I see you as you came in at that baby. I see you. I see you now as that baby. Those clothes, those earrings, that hair, those piercings, your wives, your husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your school, your badges, your certificates, your gymnastic ability, on and on and on. God sees us as that little baby with nothing, because we have everything. We are perfect, but we take ourselves out of what He created into what we think or believe that He should have done to us or for us. So, who changed? Did He change or did we change? And we already established that He didn't change because He said in His words, I'm the same yesterday, today, and yesterday. I am the same yesterday, today, and I will be tomorrow. I don't change. We're the ones that change. So when we start realizing reality versus the truth, we'll start allowing ourselves to rise up out of the condition, the situation, the circumstances that we are allowing ourselves to be a part of or that we are up under right now. And I don't care what it is. You could be in a traumatic weather situation where your house is gone and your dog and whatever the case may be. You could be in a situation where one of your loved ones or somebody that you're really attached to is no longer here. You can be in a situation where you got fired from a job, or got divorced. Somebody is abusing you. Somebody is taking advantage of you. Somebody is using your name through this identity theft. On and on and on, of example after example. Keep in mind that it always can be worse. But He already, the great I am, has already spoke it into existence. And our Lord and I say, my Lord and my Savior Jesus Christ came into this world and exemplified what the great I am has written and spoken. And that is, great is He who is in you. You can't get it no plainer than that. Can't get it no plainer than that. So everything that we chasing outside of us, it goes contrary to what that said. He said, He who is in you. He didn't say your mother. Is your mother in you? No, your mother is outside of you. Did He say the preacher in you? The preacher is not in you. He's out, or she is outside of you. Your grandmother, your grandfather in you. Uh, he said, He who is in you. Who is He that is in you? Well, when you came into the womb as that baby, was your mother in you? Was your dad? No, no. Your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, but the breath of life was in you. And who breath do you think that is? If it was your mom's breath, one of y'all would have had to die, because you ain't gonna be able to live like that. You breathe, the baby breathe, she breathe. You gotta detach in order to eat, feed, and all that. So you gonna one of y'all gonna die. So the breath that's inside of you is not her breath or his breath or their breath or your certificate's breath or your diploma breath or your title breath. That's not in you. He, it said he said he. He didn't say it or they or him or her, meaning your mom, your dad, brother, sister, uncle, whoever you want to attach yourself outside of yourself. So that breath you still carrying today. If you are still here, and even if you don't listen to this message, if you're still here on the face of this planet, you still have the breath of life that's inside you. You don't have your mother's breath inside you. You don't have your dad. You don't have the preacher's breath. You don't have the deputy sheriff. You don't have the president. You don't have none of they got breath inside of them. They can't even say themselves. So the breath that they have is the same breath that you have inside of you. But oh, I want to be like him. I want to be like her. I want to be like, and guys, who changed? God did not change. The great I am is still the same. We change. Or I want to listen to, I want to be like him. I want to be like her. I want to be like them. I want to be accepted by her, him, them. See, we are the ones that's doing all the gymnastics of changing. And then these things that we create that you say, whatever you put out, it comes back to you. Here's the beauty of something I want to impress upon each and every one of your mind. We have been blessed with the gift of choice. Okay. With that gift of choice, guess what? Thank God that there's the great I am because he's put parameters up that man can't even cross, even if he wanted to. Thank God for that. The great I am for that. Look at where we're at right now. So, with that being said, it does not matter where you from, what you do, how you did, when you did it, on and on and on. Like we all put all these judgments and compartmentalizations and divisions amongst each other and ourselves. God created us all, and He said all. But the parameters that He has set in motion, we have been blessed with the power to choose, but we don't have the power to choose the consequences. So that means even if you doing something, and he said in his words, yeah, because the punishments is not so swift, we start thinking like we done got by with it. And you may be like, Mr. Reggie, yeah, I don't steal, I don't do drugs, I don't do this. I don't. God said all have fallen short of glory. God said all have sinned. And he gave a clear cut example in his words. Jesus exemplified it and told them when they start criticizing that woman, he said, he who is without sin, pick up that stone and cast her. If you have not sinned and you righteous, as you say, these Pharisees and Sadducees, and we may say, oh, that's some odd thousand years ago. That don't apply to us. Oh, we acting it out still, even right now, in this moment, we're demonstrating it. And not now one of them picked up a stone and cast it because if they did, they would have to bash themselves into the face as well as they was trying to bash her. But by the time they picked it up and bashed themselves, would they been bashing her? No, they'd have been bashing themselves, not each other, themselves, because they would have they seen the truth. Great is he who is in he than he who is in the world. All have, all, all. So just because you think that you haven't did something where the sheriff come knock on your door and say, you're under arrest for talking about Mr. Reggie, for laughing at Mr. Reggie when he fell down, for turning a deaf ear to Reggie when you didn't want to listen to anything he had to say, even though he had something legitimate to say. But you, okay? What you put out, it comes back, and it's not going to come back necessarily the way that you put it out. God already knows our heart. He know if I put something out, yeah, let me, God, hold on. This is what you're gonna punish me, but give me this one here back. I ain't gotta worry about it. I can do that standing on my head. Guess what? I'm gonna continue to do it because that's not gonna be enough to wake me up out of my mire. It's not gonna be enough to wake me up to get my attention to say, Reggie, stop what you're doing. You don't realize what you're doing and how you are impacting other people and what you are doing to the society as a whole. Because, yeah, we do. So, 5 years from now, something happens, cancer. You lose your daughter, your son, daughter go to jail, on and on and on. And we like, God, why you let this happen? Why you allowed it? Oh, whoa. Stop it. God said it. I'm the same. I don't change. I'm the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We change. And those consequences that are as transpiring is what we have created. He said, whatever you put out comes back to you. We came in as that perfect baby, and we chose to gravitate through on this journey in a mire of all kinds of stuff. Oh, my granddaddy been doing it for 30 years, so I passed it on to my son, my daughter, on and on. Yeah, you leading them straight to the slaughter too, like you're leading yourself. So, in perspective, we don't have the power to pick and choose that. And then, you know, he knows when it is, but it's to gain our attention to help us to turn away in order to receive His glory, to return back to the Creator, that little baby that we was. He want us to return back to that creature that He created us perfect from the beginning because of His love. And He sent my Lord and my Savior Jesus Christ on this earth to be able to exemplify, to be able to be the message, the messenger, the light. Wake up, wake up. Here I am, here I am. I'm showing you. You don't believe it because it was written. It's not in words. Now you can see it. Here I am. Bam, in your face. So, unfortunately, even when it's in our face, we still push it to the side because He said His words. We turn the truth into what? A lie. He didn't say, I've turned the truth into a lie. He said, I don't change. He said, we have turned the truth into a lie. And what is the lie? Reality. It is what it is. No, it is not what it is. We've chosen to make it what it is. And therefore, we get all these consequences happening in the world. And then we have the audacity under the same breath. God, I love you. God, why did you allow this to happen? I hate you. I don't like you. You took my mom. You took my son. You took my daughter. On and on. You this and that and this and that. And we don't realize that the things that we've done. Look at the things we've done. Just because you talked about Mr. Reggie and you didn't go and rob a bank, you think that you are excused from what you have done? You think that that should be a lesser punishment to you? He said, all have sinned, all have fallen short of the glory. And He said, there's no respect of persons with me. I don't care if because you got a psychiatry degree, a psychiatry degree, psychology degree. I don't care if you're a judge, a police chief. I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care if you went to the moon for the very first. I don't care about that stuff. Means nothing to me. I'm the one that created it. I can take it away. I give it. I gave you the ability, the skills, and the talents to create it. It's mine. Huh. You did it through me. So it belongs to me. It ain't yours. It ain't your mom, your dad, your great grandma. It's mine. So I could take it and do what I want to with it. But since you want to have this attachment to it, let's see who's going to change, because it's not going to be me, because it's my words. He said, I'm the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Let's see who's going to change. But I love you. So I want you to understand. I want you to come into the awareness of the truth and not exchange the reality for it, but to accept the truth, because the truth, he said, will set who free? You and the captives free, and even myself. So I thank each and every one of you. I wrote a book, and I like to read a wisdom quote from a book that I wrote, which I usually do in every podcast. Inspirational quotes by Reggie. Okay. I just randomly go through the book and just pick a wisdom quote out, and I read it. And keep in mind, we all have different interpretations, but I'm gonna read one and I'm gonna give you my interpretation of what that word means. And these are divine inspirational quotes that God has inspired me through my journey in my life to help me to get from one moment to the next moment. Okay. And I wanted to share it with you, with the world. Okay. So here's one I'm gonna pick. I'm just randomly, I'm gonna go to page 55. And one says, wink an eye and you'll miss the second. Close your eyes and you'll miss an opportunity. Oh man, that's powerful. Stop for a minute. Oh, stop. You're running in thoughts and trying to formulate conclusions. Just hear the message. It says, wink an eye and you'll miss the second. When you wink your eye, whether you get something in it or whether it's just a natural part of us as a human being that we're gonna blink our eyes, or you can just literally wink it. Within that wink, that blink of the closing of your eyes, something happened. You think that everything stays the same just because you think you have control of it, because when you wink, everything's supposed to stay exactly. You think you got that kind of power? Or you got, my God, you think you got power like that to wink and everything stays the same right in that moment? You think you got the power like that? No, you can close your it, it's it's right before your eyes. You missed a second because you did. You didn't see what happened. Your eye was, you did not see what happened in that moment. Close your eyes and you're missing opportunity. When we are in this world and we exchange the truth for a lie, our eyes are closed because we have confined ourselves, we have compartmentalized ourselves, we have narrowed our focus. When we do that, and to be empowered, you must let go, you must release, you must give up. Okay? But when you close your eyes, you're still holding on, because when you exchange the truth for this reality, he said truth will make you free. He didn't say truth and reality should set you free. He was clear what he said. He said the truth will make you free, set you free. So if we exchange the truth into reality, what did we just do? We closed our eyes and we trying to pretend or create an illusion of how we want things to be or how we want to see things, and therefore we make it a reality, but it's not the truth. So when we close our eyes to the truth for the reality, we're missing out on the opportunity. And what is that opportunity? It's the gift of love that God has given. You can't do both. One gives way to the other. You cannot do both. You have to let go in order to take in. When God brought us through the womb as that baby, we let go because we had nothing to hold on to. Our bodily functions, they just came and they go. We couldn't, no, it came and that baby took in everything that it was going to be, that's needed to be taken in order to continue to function from one moment to the next moment. So I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to another one of my broadcasts, and it's called Empowerment. I would encourage you to subscribe and contact me, and we would definitely be able to get a little bit more clarity if you need to, and just reach out. And right now, I'm trying to sell T-shirts to raise money to help our youth and those who have experienced various abuses. Each and every one of you have a great and glorious night.